say is incorrect, please correct me in the comments below. Okay, let's jump in. Number 1. The chemical used for artificial banana flavoring, isoamyl acetate, was first used as a pear flavoring in Britain long before it was ever associated with bananas. Number 2. Australia has over 10,000 beaches. You could visit a new beach every day for 27 years. Number 3. It was Nicolas Cage who first advised Johnny Depp to pursue a career in acting during the mid-1980s. Number 4. The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn. Number 5. The directors of the film Despicable Me actually wrote their own language for the minions, called Minionese. Number 6. The mayor of the Alaskan town Talkeetna is called Stubbs and has been mayor of the town since July 1997. Stubbs is a cat. Number 7. The Nazis were the first ever people in modern history to start an anti-smoking and tobacco movement. Number 8. Due to the humid and moist conditions that a sloth lives in, moss and other similar plants will sometimes grow in their hair. Sloths also have very bad eyesight. These two factors can sometimes culminate in a sloth grabbing its own arm whilst thinking it is a branch and falling to its death. Number 9. Every year in June, a bizarre festival takes place in the village of Castrillo de Murcia, near Burgos in Spain, during which men dress up as the devil and then jump over babies born in the previous 12 months of the year. Known as El Calacho, this strange custom is part of the countrywide Corpus Christi celebrations, yet only happens in this small village. Number 10. Viagra, when dissolved in water, can make cut flowers stay erect for up to a week longer than they usually would. Number 11. There is an uninhabited island in the Bahamas known as Pig Beach, which is populated entirely by swimming pigs. Number 12. Catnip is 10 times more effective at repelling mosquitoes than DEET, the main substance used in insect repellents. Number 13. If eaten in one meal, 30 to 90 discovered that chlamydia was not a virus as it was previously thought to be. Number 15. In 2002 alone, more people in the U.S. were killed by dogs than in shark attacks in the past 100 years. Number 16. American College, Massachusetts Institute of Technology deems certain students who take courses in pistol marksmanship, archery, sailing, and fencing as certified pirates. '17. It is predicted that the reason why night insects, such as moths, are attracted to lights is that they mistake them for the light of the moon, which they used to navigate the earth before mankind made artificial lights. Number 18. Justin Bieber once held up a sign from his hotel room window saying, "Go to McDonald's and get me a Big Mac." He got his Big Mac. Number 19. In the early 1900s, lobster was considered the cockroach of the ocean and was synonymous with the poor, often eaten regularly by the homeless, slaves, and prisoners. It wasn't until after World War II that lobster became considered a delicacy and food associated with the aristocratic classes. Number 20. Hares are born with fur and can see, whilst rabbits are born naked and blind. Number 21. Papua New Guinea is home to one of the world's few poisonous birds, the hooded pitohui. Number 22. Film producer Jeffrey Katzenberg revived the Walt Disney Studios by producing some of their biggest hits: The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. After these, he requested a promotion and was then abruptly fired by them. He then swore revenge against Disney and founded DreamWorks Studios. Number 23. On Black Friday 2014, Cards Against Humanity was removed from being on sale and replaced with a bullshit box on sale for $6. This box contained literal feces from an actual bull, as the description stated on their site. This was to protest the Black Friday shopping craziness, where shoppers will literally buy anything on sale. This special Black Friday edition of Cards Against Humanity sold over 30,000 copies, where all buyers actually received a box of bull poo. Number 24. Through the use of optogenetics, scientists were able to create a false memory within a mouse's brain. This was done by marking the neurons that fired in the mouse's brain when in one environment, transferring the mouse to a second environment, and making these neurons fire whilst shocking the mouse's feet, then transferring the mouse back to the first environment. This made the mouse believe it had had an unpleasant experience in the first environment when in fact it hadn't. Number 25. On one of the islands off the west coast of Australia lies Lake Hillier, a bright bubblegum pink lake. Despite not being the only colored lake in the world, it is unique because it is the only colored lake where scientists have not yet determined what causes it to be such a bright pink. Number 26. In 2005, Iraqi insurgents tried to convince American officials that they were holding an American soldier hostage and meant to kill him if Iraqi prisoners were not released. However, their supposed hostage turned out to be a military action figure, not an actual soldier. Number 27. In 2014, Netflix spent $0 on marketing its DVD rental business, but over 6 million people still used it. Number 28. There is a German technique of swordsmanship known as Mordhau, which consists of gripping the sword inverted with both hands and using brute force to incapacitate your enemy with the pommel or crossguard. Number 29. In 1969, a musician named Jim Sullivan recorded an album called UFO, which featured strange lyrics about leaving his family and being abducted by aliens. Sullivan disappeared 6 years later without a trace, the only piece of evidence being his abandoned car found on a desert road. Number 30. In the film Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, every single one of the clone troopers was produced using CGI effects. Number 31. There is now technology built into some guns in America that allow a gun's owner to control the safety catch using their smartphone or tablet. Number 32. In China, in 2013, scientists were able to grow a human tooth from scratch using stem cells taken from urine. Number 33. Thomas Alexander Dumas, the father of famed French author Alexander Dumas of The Three Musketeers, was promoted to general by age 31, making him the first Afro-Antilles person to reach that rank in the French army. Number 34. Spiked and studded dog collars derive from the days of the ancient Greeks, who would give their sheepdogs sharply spiked collars to protect their necks from wolves whilst they watched over a shepherd's flock at night. Number 35. The world record for the largest pineapple was grown in 2011 by Christine McCallum from Bakewell, Australia. The pineapple measured 32 centimeters long and weighed an incredible 8 social friendships with female zebra finches when younger. Number 37. Artist Salvador Dali would often get out of paying for drinks and meals by drawing on the checks, making them priceless works of art and, therefore, uncashable. Number 38. The MMORPG EVE Online hosted the world's largest ever online battle in space on July 28, 2013. It lasted over 5 hours and was fought between 4,000 players. Number 39. Hawaii's state flag is the only U.S. state flag to feature the Union Jack upon it. Number 40. Originally, Marge Simpson's hairstyle was designed that way because the creator, Matt Groening, wanted to hide her rabbit ears. Number 41. The first computer for business use was developed and pioneered by a British tea shop called Lyons in the 1950s. The LEO, Lyons Electronic Office, contained 6,000 valves and was built by Cambridge mathematician John Simmons to add up the receipts of iced buns. Number 42. Surgeons who play video games at least 3 hours a week perform 27% faster and make 37% fewer errors. Number 43. The word quarantine derives from the Venetian dialect of Italian and the words quaranta giorni, meaning 40 days. This is because when it was discovered that ships were infested with plague-carrying rats, they were made to sit at anchor outside Venice's city walls for 40 days before coming ashore. Number 44. There is a blind man in America, Daniel Kish, who uses echolocation to navigate in the same way as a bat. He does this by producing a clicking sound with his tongue and then listening intently for the sound waves to bounce back. Number 45. Approximately 1 million dogs in the U.S. are named as the heirs of their owners' wills. Number 46. In an interview with Taylor Swift in 2005, she was told if music doesn't work out, you could be a hair model. 7 years later, the same woman interviewed her again and apologized for what she said. Number 47. In a survival situation, if you were to drink seawater, it would rapidly dehydrate you and soon lead to your death. However, it is vastly less harmful to eat frozen seawater. This is because it contains a tenth of the amount of salt in its liquid form, due to the fact that the salt is separated from the water when freezing, as it does not fit into the crystalline structure of ice. himself into local authorities, trying to claim the $100 reward prize he had seen on a poster for his arrest. Number 49. The organization Cult Awareness Network once listed Scientology as its number one most dangerous cult. Scientology then sued the Cult Awareness Network and bought them out in a hostile takeover. Number 50. Due to the extremely warm weather in the summer of 2013, several nuclear power plants across the world, including ones in Japan, Israel, and Scotland, were forced to close down because of a sudden increase in the population of jellyfish. The mass amounts of jellyfish clogged the filters that draw seawater into the power plants in order to cool down their reactors. Number 51. When written down, the word almost is the longest word in the English language to have all of its letters in alphabetical order. Number 52. In Canada, in 2012, doctors were able to communicate with a man in a vegetative state. Coma patient Scott Routley was able to tell doctors by using his thoughts that he was not in any pain. Number 53. The country of Liechtenstein has an extremely low crime rate, and according to one member of their police, there hasn't been a murder in Liechtenstein since the late 1990s. Liechtenstein's entire police force consists of 91 officers and 34 civilian staff, just 125 in total. Number 54. A study was conducted that showed customers in a bookstore were 3.48 times more likely to peruse romantic books if the store smelt of chocolate, and 5.93 times more likely to buy them. Number 55. Sonic the Hedgehog has registered itself in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the fastest gaming character ever. Number 56. France has conducted 210 nuclear weapon tests, more than the United Kingdom, China, India, and North Korea combined. This is scarcely a fifth of the amount conducted by the United States, however, which has conducted roughly 1,054 tests. Number 57. Iran carries out more gender change operations than any other country in the world. According to official statistics, Iran has somewhere between 15,000 and 20,000 transsexuals inhabiting it, although unofficial statistics place that number at approximately 150,000. Number 58. There is an Australian man, James Harrison, who has a singularly unique blood plasma composition that has been used to cure rhesus disease, a 60. Put a pillow on your fridge day is celebrated on May 29th in Europe and the US and supposedly brings good luck and wealth to the household. Number 61. When people are struck by lightning, the mark that appears on their afflicted area afterward looks like an intricately detailed silhouette of a fern tree and is known as a lightning tree, or sometimes a lightning flower. This occurs due to delicate capillaries rupturing beneath the skin from the shock of the electrical discharge. Number 62. In Bordeaux, France, in 1940, Portuguese diplomat Aristides de Sousa Mendes issued an estimated 30,000 Portuguese travel visas in order to Jewish families fleeing persecution from the Nazis. Once his superiors had learned of his actions, he was ordered back to Portugal, dismissed from office, and denied his pension benefits. Sousa Mendes went on to die in 1954, impoverished and unsung. Number 63. Household cleaner Sillet Bang was used to clean plutonium stains away in a defunct nuclear power plant in Scotland as it was being dismantled. Bang, and the radiation is gone. Number 64. On May 23rd, 2012, the American nuclear submarine USS Miami was damaged beyond repair by a fire whilst it was docked up in a naval shipyard. Although the start of this fire was unclear at first, civilian employee Casey J. Fury later admitted to starting the fire in order to get out of work early. For this, he was sentenced to 17 years in federal prison and ordered to pay $400 million in recompense. Number 65. The tea bag was an accidental invention. This occurred in 1908 when tea merchant Thomas Sullivan distributed his tea samples in small, silken bags. His customers, not understanding that these were samples, dunked them, and suddenly Sullivan was swamped with orders for his tea bags. Number 66. As of May 2015, 2.3 million Americans still subscribed to AOL dial-up internet. Number 67. Nokia was originally founded in 1865 as a paper printing company. Apt to say, when it was founded, the paper was one of the world's most used methods of long-distance communication. Number 68. The world's biggest ever recorded turtle was a leatherback turtle that washed up in Harlech Beach, Wales in 1988. It was estimated to be 100 years old and was almost 9 feet in length, weighing a tumultuous 2,016 pounds. Number 69. Archaeologists in London have found a Mesolithic tool-making factory that gives substantial proof human beings were over 9,000 years ago. Number 70. A dachshund was originally bred to hunt in low, narrow badger burrows. In fact, the term dachshund translates from German as badger dog. Number 71. In early 2013, guards inside a prison camp in the Komi region of Russia caught a cat climbing over the fence that was being used to smuggle mobile phones, chargers, and batteries into the prison. This was done by people taping the equipment to the cat's back and then having the cat climb over the fences to reach the prisoners inside. Number 72. The word oxymoron is itself an oxymoron. This is because it derives from ancient Greek, where oxy means sharp and moros means stupid. Number 73. Bruno Mars's birth name is Peter Jean Bea Hernandez. His stage name, Bruno Mars, was inspired by the wrestler Bruno Sammartino. This was because, as a child, Bruno was independent, confident, and strong-willed like the wrestler. Mars came along because he was often told he was out of this world by the girls, so he used the planet Mars as his last name. Number 74. 2013 was the first year since 1987 to feature 4 different numbers. Number 75. The term deadline comes from the American Civil War. Prisoners would have lines drawn around them in the dirt, and if they crossed this line, then they would be executed by their guards. Both prisoners and guards soon took to calling this line the deadline. Number 76. There is an island that sits in the middle of the Bay of Bengal called North Sentinel Island. The indigenous people of this island have never been colonized by the outside world and are extremely hostile, attacking anyone who invades their land without fear. What makes this even more interesting is that, when taken from the island, these people exhibit symptoms of a mystery illness before dying if they are not returned. Number 77. In Soviet labor camps, prisoners would ingest a condom attached to a length of rubber tubing, fill it up with raw alcohol, then smuggle themselves back into the camp. Once there, they would be suspended upside down by the other prisoners and used as a human keg. Number 78. During the First World War, so many starving wolves had amassed together in a great pack that opposing German and Russian forces formed a temporary alliance in order to fight them off. Number 79. Take Your Houseplants for a Walk Day is celebrated on July 27th. On this bizarre day, people walk their houseplants around so they can get to know their environment a little more, which supposedly provides the plants with a sense of knowing and familiarization with their surrounding areas. Number 80. In 2010, Japan's government most recently in 2005 when two women were trapped and suffocated to death by their Murphy bed. Number 82. The least financially successful Harry Potter film made approximately $90 million more than the most successful Twilight movie. Number 83. In late 2013, the first carnivorous mammal to be discovered within the Western Hemisphere was found by Dr. Christopher Hilgen. It is called the Olinguito and is a member of the raccoon family. Number 84. In 2002, Brazilian mechanic Alfredo Moser invented a new type of lamp that uses absolutely no electricity whatsoever. The Moser lamp is created using a plastic bottle filled with water and the smallest bit of bleach to stop the bottle from turning green with algae, and works through the refraction of natural light, kicking out roughly 40 to 60 watts per lamp. They are becoming popular in many countries where electricity is an expensive commodity and have been fitted in over 140,000 homes in the Philippines. Despite the success of his invention, Alfredo Moser has not become rich from it, but has instead a great sense of pride in his altruism. Number 85. In August 2013, Michigan man Daryl C. was released from intensive care after being hit head-on by a high-speed Amtrak train. Daryl C., who was listening to music and didn't hear the train's repeated horn blows, was reportedly thrown 20 feet from the track by the train that was traveling at 110 miles per hour. Number 86. New research provided suggests that NASA craft Voyager 1 has left our solar system, making it the first man-made object to leave the solar system. Launched in 1977, the Voyager 1 probe is not set to run out of propellant energy until 2025, meaning by then it could have delved even deeper into interstellar space. Number 87. In mid-2013, an earthquake-proof church was constructed in Christchurch, New Zealand, using mainly cardboard as the primary building material. Constructed from 98 giant cardboard tubes coated in multiple layers of waterproof polyurethane, the cardboard cathedral cost $6 million to build and is designed to last for up to 50 years. Number 88. In 1995, strange 7-foot circular patterns were discovered on the ocean's floor. Deemed the crop circles of the sea, these mysterious patterns went unanswered until early 2011, when it was discovered that 5-inch long male pufferfish were the culprits. After studying these animals, scientists have discovered that the meticulous creation and upkeep of these patterns by the pufferfish serve as an attraction for the opposite sex, as well as a nest for the female pufferfish's eggs. Number 89. In the bioengineering department of the University of Illinois, researchers have created small biobots, partly out of the synthetic gel and partly out of small scientific step. This is the building block for nanotechnology. Tiny devices that could exist within the human body, freely detecting illnesses and administering medication. Number 90. In the Vietnam War, American soldiers believed the playing card, the Ace of Spades, to be a symbol of superstition and fear amongst the Viet Cong soldiers. So much so that Charlie Company of the Army's 2nd Battalion ordered crates of this single card in bulk so they could scatter it in Viet Cong terrain and litter the bodies of dead Viet Cong soldiers with it. The Ace of Spades was not feared by the Viet Cong. Number 91. The bumblebee bat is not only the world's smallest bat, but it is also the world's smallest mammal. These cute little creatures weigh only 2 grams. They are 29 to 33 millimeters in length, with a wingspan of approximately 170 millimeters. Number 92. In 2007, a 1,000-gallon inflatable swimming pool was stolen from someone's back garden without a single drop of water being found. Number 93. You are 3 times more likely to get a virus on your computer from a religious website than from a porn website. Number 94. The wild boar was once thought to be extinct within Ireland, but over 50 of them have been found and caught roaming the country in 2013 alone. They are thought to have been reintroduced to the country illegally by poachers. Number 95. Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar kept 4 hippos in his estate before his death in 1993. Deemed too much hassle to move by authorities, his hippos were left there and have since bred and escaped, becoming an invasive species of Colombia. Number 96. It is estimated that in the Amazon rainforest alone, there are between 20 to 40 million different species of animals, most of which are insects, as well as over 40,000 species of plant. Number 97. There is a hybrid sport birthed from the comic book of a French artist and filmmaker called chess boxing. This consists of 6 4-minute chess rounds interposed with 5 3-minute boxing rounds. A contestant wins when they get a knockout or technical stoppage within the boxing round, or through a checkmate or forfeit within the chess rounds. Number 98. On August 20th, 2013, the world record for the world's biggest Lego tower was smashed by a group of students from Delaware, USA. Their tower measured 112 feet in height and was constructed using more than 500,000 pieces of Lego. Number 99. An Egyptian necklace dated 5,000 years old has been found to have been made out of meteoritic metals. The 9 beads were found to contain high levels of nickel, cobalt, phosphorus, and germanium. all characteristic metals of a meteorite. Even more interesting is how the beads were made. They were rolled from thin sheets of metal, which contradicts what historians believed about the smithing abilities of ancient Egyptians, having previously believed the beads to have holes drilled through them. And finally, number 100, American photographer Harry Whittier Freeze dressed his cats, as well as the cats and dogs of his neighbors, in small, people-like clothing and gave them props before photographing them. The black and white pictures of these cats and dogs were often